Okay, there we go.
All right, we should be live. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I see the little live there up in the StreamYard. So,
Yep.
We're just doing our sound checks and whatnot. We'll get started here at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. But thanks for joining.
Okay, I see what that's saying. Yep. Okay, so 7 o'clock we go live. So we're just going to chat. Yeah, so nothing's more fun than swabs up your nostrils. Just so we all know.
Jeez.
So, well, Steve, you had yours done, right? Didn't you? Because of possible exposure. You did not get. I thought you had to get a test because the kids had the exposure. Oh no, the kids got tested.
Kids got tested.
That's right. The kids got tested.
Yep.
So I had to get
if
tested.
they were positive, then I would have.
Then you would have, right?
Waited my turn, but didn't have to.
I had to get tested because, I'll be brutally honest here if anybody really cares. Over the last few years, I have significantly gained some more weight because I am a short, fat little bastard. And I think my pregnant belly full of turkey is pushing on my diaphragm. So if I'm doing exercise, and by the way, I actually do exercise. I do go to the gym. I went strength training on Monday. I went cardio this morning. But I find it hard to breathe sometimes. I get out of breath, etc. So I called the doctor saying, "Hey, I'm fat. Help me." And their response was, "Hey, you're short of breath. That's a COVID symptom." I'm like, "Hey, I don't have any other. I have no other COVID symptom. I haven't lost my sense of taste, smell. I have no fever, sore throat, cough, none of it." But they decided no. So I went for a rapid test on Monday.
Yeah.
And so yes, they do stick that thing way up your nose. No biggie. That actually didn't bother me. It really wasn't called. It was a little bit, but little weird thing about me. My right nostril is extremely ticklish. And it is. When I was a kid, I would get nosebleeds, and you shove the paper, the toilet paper up there like you're supposed to for some unknown reason. Hey, shove a bunch of toilet paper up your nose and it's all cool. Well, this would tickle. It just feels like it takes. So when the nurse practitioner was doing, the test, she shoved that thing up there. I literally was like, hee. You can see her eyes get wider, like going, "What the hell?" So that was amusing. And then I had the rapid test done, and it came back negative. Technically, the rapid test is not as accurate as the full blown, but it's enough to say yes or no, and that's all I wanted to know. Now I can go to the doctor and say, "Hi, I'm fat," and he can go, "Hey, I told you that a couple of years ago. You didn't do shit about it, so get out of my office." Because that will be the conversation. I'll guarantee it. So we'll see what happens, but if anybody really gives a crap right there. But yes, so that's why I had to get a rapid test done, which, hey, cool. I'm all right with it. Now, if I was positive, I'll be like, what the hell? How did that happen? Because, oh wait, I know how that happens. I do wander around a little bit. So, but yeah, we got 2 minutes to burn. Oh my God.
So John, how was your day?
It was pretty good. It's my dad's birthday, so we just...
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
okay.
So we went out to eat and went grocery shopping, and then I've just been dealing with this gaming PC, with it kicking me into some weird BIOS thing, but it seems to be back to normal, I guess, after a Windows update. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks, Allie, because Allie actually cares about people actually care that I'm overweight. But no, actually, Allie, that's not a bad idea. I will actually tell him that. So Allie sat out there and said, get a Jordan airway evaluated. A lot of people have issues with weight that have airway issues. There you go. So my only big fear is, unfortunately, cancer runs in my family pretty rampantly. My mother cancer killed my mother when I was very young. My sister is a colon cancer survivor. My brother is a thyroid cancer survivor. And so, yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that I don't have some kind of thyroid issue, which, I mean, I already know why I have a lot of weight. I enjoy food because food is food and I love food. I know that. But also some of it can be, I'm hoping to God, it's not like a thyroid issue. If it is, I'll go take care of it. Also, I smoked for 30 years or so, and I quit 10 years ago. So another thing is I'm worried about if my lungs are severely damaged, which smoking does that. I'm no fool. I know that I might have COPD, etc. But I think a lot of it is just the fat pressing on my old diaphragm because I'm only 5'5", and it's making me. Anyway,
how long has it been since you quit smoking?
10 years.
Okay, good.
10 years ago, I enjoyed the wonderful world of Chantix, which is a wonderful drug that they developed to help you stop smoking. I used to smoke 40 to 60 cigarettes a day. Marlboro Red. If I have a very simple thing in life, it's called if you're going to smoke, you do it right. You don't screw around. You don't smoke lights or ultralights because that's just ridiculous. You go full bore, all in, and ruin your life, which I did. So, but yeah, I took Chantix, and I stopped smoking completely. A week of taking Chantix, you really cut down I went down from 40 cigarettes to 5 in a week, and then from 5 to 0 in 2 days after that. And then I took Chantix for 2 months, and I never looked back. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, it is that time.
Yeah.
All right, John.
All right.
Turn it over to you.
All right. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Colorado Cars and Coffee podcast with me, John, Steve, and Terry. Here's a look at our upcoming events.
Oh, yeah, we have to do that. Who's that? Wait, oh, look at that. It's you doing the first one. And it's Steve. I don't have to do anything. Great. Thank you.
So on Saturday, January 9th at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., there's actual Cars and Coffee in Old Colorado City, which is at 2409 West Chiqueras Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, at Greg Gearhead.
Okay, and I've been to that C&C before, so yeah, go check that out. I think we're getting some snow this Saturday too, so be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Snow.
Sunday, January 10th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., there's a Cars and Coffee in Loveland, and that's at 360 South Lincoln Avenue up in Loveland. So if you can, go check that out. We only have 2 events, so Terry, you don't get one.
I don't get an event, so I'll just make up my own event. There will be an event of me eating pizza sometime on Friday. No, I'm just joking.
Everybody bring your Q-tips. We'll jab Terry's nose.
Jeez.
Rapid COVID test. Giggle nose. In case you're curious. That's great. All right. Oh my! This is a goofy podcast, kids. So enjoy it. That's unfolding for you guys.
We are very serious around here.
Anyway,
so speaking of COVID, the Ford Bronco is delayed.
yes. So actually, it's the Sasquatch off-road package with the manual transmission is what they're saying will not arrive until 2022.
The one that people want.
The one that people want. How it is the exact one that people want. So because of it's basically saying COVID virus related supplier issues.
All right, makes sense. Oh, welcome, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
How's it going?
Matt,
Okay.
Papa! It's Matt.
I was walking the dog so that he wouldn't be crazy during this, and I lost track of time.
Look at that. It's Matt, everybody. Hi,
But
Matt. Hi.
That's cool that Ford are actually saying, yes, now we will provide the Sasquatch. We will provide the manual transmission. So everybody said they wanted it. So that should be a super popular choice. You'll just have to wait for it.
They're providing manual on the.
That's not bad.
Yes. So yes, they are. I mean, it is delayed to 2022 because of COVID, supply issues. So they really are not saying what suppliers are experiencing COVID related issues, which, okay, I don't think we need to know. And originally orders were set to open on December 7th, for this. Now it's mid-January, but you can still configure your 2 or 4 door Bronco on Ford's website configurator. However, reservation holders will have until March 19th to finalize their build and deal selection, agree the price, place their order, etc., etc. But previously that deadline was like January 31st. So if anybody was actually thinking about doing this, that's good information to have that now it's like extended out, etc. And then you'll get that agree to a price with, markup, because it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the Sasquatch manual transmission will now move to 2022 model year. And in case everybody wants a little reminder, the Sasquatch package includes the 35-inch tires, electronic transfer case, front and rear locking axles, 1.2-inch
A
lift.
lot of good stuff. Yeah.
Lots of great stuff. Nice tires, heavy-duty Bilstein stocks. So it's got, but according to Ford, this delay will not, affect the smaller crossbred Bronco Sport, which should be at dealerships pretty much now.
I've seen it
So,
on the road.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody actually ordered one on the page. If they have, if they're listening, etc. So in kind of, see, if, you are getting a Sasquatch, like if you're bummed by this, or you're like, hey, it's cool, I'll just have it in 2022. I mean, I'm actually just happy they are doing a manual in the Sasquatch pack, which everyone wanted. So that's a good thing too. Like Ford is kind of listening to a point, unless it's a Focus RS with like a head gasket issue, because Ford says, screw you, we just don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they fixed that too, So, Matt, Jordan asks, what are you drinking?
Yeah, Matt, what are you drinking, Matt? Fat tire.
Nothing fancy, but it's local. Kind of.
Kind of.
I may have to drop off for a second. I think I'm having some audio issues.
Okay, yeah, just drop off and come back. We're not professional in any shape or form. You know that.
Yep. We'll watch for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
There goes the Coke Zero, everybody. Coke Zero. Coke Zero.
Yep.
Runs right through you. So, Eddie, so have you have any comments or concerns on the wonderful Sasquatch? None of you. It's like I'm holding a WebEx meeting about open enrollment. You guys are killing me. It's so great.
So who's all with this tonight? Go ahead and say hello and tell us what you're up to. What you got going on? What you got going on today? We see Jordan and Allie talking on there.
Many things.
Gary, you can go see Allie because she works for a dentist.
Yes, I know. Actually, talking about, I do have to get my yearly, well, not even. I go in regularly to the dentist because kids, smoking ruins your teeth, destroys them. It does. But damn, Marlboro Reds were so tasty. Anyway, okay, well, let's roll down the road a little bit.
All right. Next, we were talking about thoughts on the new glass cockpit interiors on newer cars, most notably the Ford Fusion wagon that got leaked.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty nice. They went, instead of that kind of like Tesla kind of screen, kind of like the Mustang Mach-E, they kind of went through the whole, from driver's side all the way to passenger, just, straight screen, which is really nice.
Yeah. They also, Mercedes asks, because they're doing that. And then you have the Audi dashboard now, has been for a while, which is just, the screen, etc. So, I mean, I like it. I mean, modern technology. I mean, you're just moving down the line. A lot of it is touchscreen, etc. And it's a lot more information that's going to be provided to you.
Right.
On the counter side of that, then is it a lot more information that's going to be distracting you? But I don't know.
I don't even want to think about how it's going to be when you want to switch out a new deck or something. You're just going to have to get a new car, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, also the cost. I mean, think of it on the flip side. If you buy a brand new car, warranty, everything's going to be covered. When these things hit the used market down the road and these things start crapping out, there's a slight difference between the traditional gauges that I have on the Beamer, where I can just go and buy a junked, dash dials and everything for an E46 and just get it in there and get it put in right and get the tamper dot taken care of by, the dealer. So what are we looking at down the road of like the aftermarket or like buying replacements for these things? Because I mean, it's got to run expensive. It has to be. So I wonder how that's going to come down the road for people use when it breaks, or are they just going to ignore it? Because I mean, if this thing breaks, you really don't know how fast you're going. I mean, or any of that. I mean, you're losing a lot of information. The difference is if you lose your fuel gauge on a traditional dial, then you go, well, I lost my fuel gauge and I can like calculate mileage, but if this thing craps out, it craps out, it's done.
Right.
So yeah, we've talked about glass screens before with EV, the Mach-E with its in the Tesla with its their glass screen. So I'm sharing a screenshot of the article in question, so you can take a look at that dashboard. Another one with the glass cockpit was the Honda Electric E.
Yep.
You guys heard of that?
I have heard of it. I didn't see the cockpit, but yeah, and
So that's the car.
Mercedes. Yeah, that's actually, you know what? I actually know that guy. He looks familiar. Mercedes has a glass cockpit now as well, so it's definitely moving that way. And I will back up what John said. It's better than the massive iPad in a Tesla.
Yeah,
kind of
we're integrated.
yeah,
with the Ford one.
Yeah,
and also that Honda.
Yeah, and if you actually pull up for Mercedes, if you just look up at like a Benz, like just like the 500, because it's gonna be in there. Mercedes Benz, baby, just like do an interior shot if you can find one. Yeah, you gotta do like new. Yeah, do it. Hit that. Yeah.
While you're looking, Jordan asked, do you all like the portrait screens like in the Tesla model and Mach-E, or do you like the landscape screens?
I like landscape, Jordan.
Yeah, I prefer landscape, I believe.
Yeah. I kind of like the information in front of my eyes. I do. I like it right there in front of me. I kind of don't want to look down. Like moving my head to look down to look at that portrait, screen. I like the landscape in front of me where I can just glance down. But I'm going to be honest. I've never driven a Tesla, and I've never, really felt what that is like to drive a Tesla with that portrait screen to really be a fair comparison. But personally, I like landscape.
When I was sitting in the Mach-E, the Mustang Mach-E at the dealer the other week, it felt really intrusive. I don't know. It's vertical orientation, portrait orientation, and it felt like it was too high above the dash. Maybe it was just an inch, but it just felt like it stuck out. I was not a fan.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
I don't know. I'm kind of basing it upon more as when I use my cell phone. I mean, typically when I go landscape mode, I'm looking at a movie or YouTube or something. But when I want to look at information, I usually like more of the portrait mode. I'm not really sure. I guess I would have to kind of see it, in the car, maybe drive with it.
I think that's probably what all of us need to do, is actually drive one of these cars with these monster screens. And
so who has a nice Model S? Yes. Who has a Model S that we can check out? And did anybody buy a new Mach-E that we can come check out? Because we would love to do that. We would love.
Danny's got a Model 3, right?
Danny has a Model 3, but it would be nice to get like a Model S, a Mach-E if anybody's got one, and we'll do some filming and stuff. Maybe someone wants to offer that up and kind of talk about their experiences with it. Maybe we'll do a little sideshow on that and post it up on YouTube on our channels. So if anybody has something like that, we're more than happy to talk to you about that, because I would love to be able to get my hands on an S and go and see what that's like, and a Mach-E to kind of make a real determination. No, and Jordan basically agrees with that. And I think the Mach-E looks a bit awkward. They love the physical dial, appended onto it. And screens have physical parts attached to them. Yep, like the Lexus. Yeah, actually, the Lexus Engage that move around. Yeah, I like that too.
I agree, Jordan. Having that little dial on the screen was nice on the Mach-E. It stood out. It was easy to change volume, so that they did that right. that part right.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, this was coming. I mean, I know Mercedes had, they're going to glass cockpits for a while. They were doing it. We know Audi, did that. I don't know what year Audi was doing it on their, incorporated, dash that had everything in there, and they, all the radio dial controls and everything moved away, so they had that clean dashboard. So it's definitely there. It's definitely moving on. I like it. I'm not a technology like phobe and go, oh, new technology, scary, must lock myself in the house. And, that's the way progress is. Progress is, well, that's why it's called progress, So, but on the flip side, I'm just curious, 10 years down the road, when people buy these cars used and no warranty, I wonder how much fun that will be. Let's find out. So I think I'm going to go find myself a Mercedes that has one of those and I'm just going to own it until it just sucks all my money. Oh, wait, I have another German car that sucks all my money away. So we're not going to do that. So we're good. Any other closing on that one? How do we feel? Anybody else out there want to comment on our on the page that's listening?
Okay.
And that's a no. Excellent. Okay. Okay.
All right. Moving on. So got some little fortunate news that there's going to be no more GT 350, but the Ford is going to do a Heritage edition for it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that,
Steve? Because you owned one.
Yeah. I'm sad that they're going away. I mean, it's such a great car. I don't know if the Shelby GT or what are the other editions? What we talked about last week, the Mustang Mach or something.
Yeah. This is why this topic came up, because the Mustang Mach 1 had the track package, whatever they wanted to call it back then.
Another reason for the terrible naming convention that they did for their electric Mustang Mach-E.
Yeah,
so much confusion. But no, I think it's sad it's coming to an end. That they're getting rid of the Voodoo, which was a special engine with that flat plane crank, 5.2 liter, 520 plus horses, all kinds of torque. So yeah, it's sad. It's sad it's going away.
Yeah.
What about you, Terry?
So me, honestly, yeah, it is sad. I mean, to me, I think they should still build it. That Voodoo engine's amazing. I really think they should have kept on, going with this, even put that Voodoo in different levels, maybe not just a GT350, maybe like a higher end straight GT where you could get that Voodoo engine that was slightly detuned, whatever you want to look at, so yeah, it is sad, to see it go. Cause I think, Ford really hit it off here. They actually built not just a powerhouse, it wasn't just this straight line muscle. It handled really well.
Right.
Then, I mean, I drove Steve's and it really handled well. It wasn't just this big heavy pig going into a corner, and it had great power, great sound, and it was very domestic. It was very tame when you were just city driving. If you weren't doing anything with it, there was no weirdness to it. It just hummed along doing its thing. But when you wanted it to wake up, it woke up. And I think the best thing about it that I loved was that it was a tame car to drive. You can, in theory, just drive this thing every single day. So yeah, I'm sad that it's gone. I mean, they have the GT 500, which is a completely different animal. No more Voodoo. Some of that Voodoo parts, not the flat plane, but like the intake, etc., are on the Mach 1. If you get that, I think it was like performance package on there, for like $3,500, you get that. But the Heritage package is kind of interesting. It uses the Wimbledon white, and it has, racing stripes, in the Guardsman blue, front and rear axle badges and come in, the Guardsman blue, unique dash badge. It's available for both the GT350 and GT350R. It's about $2,000 to add, So if you're curious, those colors, the reason why they chose those is a slight, nod to basically Carroll Shelby's 65 race car that Ken Miles raced to victory in February 65 at the Green Valley Raceway in Texas.
So CJ has a question about the engine. Did it require extensive new engineering, or was it simply a mod of the Coyote? I don't think it was a mod of the Coyote instrument, that because they put that flat plane crank in. There was a lot of additional NVH, or noise, vibration, harshness with the Voodoo. So they had to put a lot of damping in for that to counterbalance the NVH. So I think it was there was quite extensive engineering for that engine.
Yeah. Oh, and I do see a Matt.
Hey, Matt. Next, Matt.
Back. I have audio, so I'm guessing Windows update screwed up something.
No, it happens. So how do you feel about saying goodbye to the GT350?
I'm not a huge Mustang person.
So we're not going to talk to Matt anymore.
I mean, I appreciate what they are, and just I don't hate on them.
I had to do that, Matt. So.
I know.
Keep going.
But no, yeah, I think it kind of leaves a gap in their performance side of things. Like you said, it's a different beast from the 500.
Yeah,
it's more drivable.
Yeah,
I completely agree with that.
I think it seems like a lot of car companies are going kind of down a different road, going through that electric road, and what that's going to bring for performance, we're not entirely sure, but it seems like they're kind of leaning more towards that now. They're not going to fully admit it, but it seems like that's what they're kind of leaning towards.
I agree, John. Plus, we see a lot of the high performance cars going towards turbo or some kind of forced induction, getting away from naturally aspirated like this Voodoo was. So I think that's another direction that they're, just moving along down the line of either it's forced induction or it's more electric. So
yeah,
right.
I think another thing, to the point of it being a much more drivable car than the 500, it's very much an enthusiast car, and unfortunately, enthusiasts make up a very small portion of the market. So
yes, that's right.
We kind of get the shaft in some ways.
Yeah, the enthusiasts oftentimes don't buy them new either.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Which hurts sales, and then that's bean counters go, hey, it's not selling, move along.
Right.
Yep. So sometimes it just makes you think that, and this is probably an unreal expectation, but to at least have some form of that Voodoo engine available as an upgrade on, what they do sell a lot of, which is just the straight GTs.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a focus for Ford to say, okay, well, you know what? We did the GT350. It's a wonderful thing. It handled great. Track package on there. Everything's good. Okay, bean counter said nobody buys it, but, what happens if we do a $7,000 upgrade option on the regular GT and stick that Voodoo in there? I mean, I don't work for Ford, and I don't have a degree in economics. I have a degree in other useless crap, So I'm just wondering, as a car enthusiast, or not even that, is that somewhat, the path forward sometimes when they do these specialized cars to say, okay, let's keep the heart of that car. Because honestly, the heart of that car was that engine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think that's an interesting point, because all the grunt work is already there. That engine is already engineered to fit in that car.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of
exactly. My wireless mouse just died. God damn it. All right, hold on. I gotta stick it on the charger. So I won't be able to click in and out of screens, FYI. Just so we know. Oh, wait, actually, no, I could probably do it with the keyboard. Let me just make sure it's going to let me tab in and out of crap. Of course, it's not going to, so that's completely useless right now. No biggie. Anyway, so so I'm just wondering if that would be something. So,
Next thing we were talking about was the world's biggest car wash.
oh yes,
Yeah, I put that one on there. I just came across, we were looking for things to talk about, and I watched the whole episode. Unfortunately, it was set in Germany. Just amazing stats on what they go through as far as water and salt and chemicals and stuff they use in a day. But the very first thing that I saw is they use brushes. So actually, I will share
share it.
to in the chat or in actually
Share it, baby.
in Facebook, and you guys can see what we're talking about, so you can follow along. That'd probably help.
No, make them guess. It's fun. Everybody guess.
It's there in the live stream.
Great. Because when I saw it, it has those big old school spinny brushes that you can debone a chicken in 32 seconds. So, see, wait. Look at them go. Look at that. Efficiency.
Look at that. Yeah. Wow.
Is that a big conveyor belt?
Yeah.
Yes, it is a conveyor belt.
All right, there we go. We have this guy do that, and he drives it on here. There's this guy. He does things. He says, hi, how you doing?
There we go.
Now we're destroying your car.
Now we're in the hall of horrors as you go through now.
If you listen closely, you can hear your car cry. Why?
Folks, this
Why?
is not our sponsor, Auto Wash, they do not have brushes. So, yeah, this is definitely not Auto Wash.
I mean, I'm surprised they use the old school brushes like that.
So I watched the whole thing, and I watched 3 or 4 Porsches go through as well. So they just don't care, I guess. I don't know.
That's painful.
It was, yeah.
Oh, let's go. BMW, Audis, BMWs, Audis. Spraying. I want to see different cars on the BMWs and Audis. Oh, hey, look, no surprise. What there we go. Volkswagen.
There's your B-dub.
There better be a Skoda somewhere in here, okay?
There's your Porsche right there.
I want to see a Skoda wagon. Because I already know they're all over the place there. Trust me. Come on, Skoda. Oh, the Volkswagen. Oh, wait, no, actually, I do believe that was a Volkswagen.
Ooh, brush, look. Brush.
Yeah. The insult.
Ow.
The insult. Ow. Come on, Skoda. Look at that. So do we even know what those brushes are made out of? Like, is it chicken bone or
they said it's mostly microfiber.
Oh, then okay.
Yeah, microfiber that's holding on to all the dirt of the cars in front.
It's fine. It's good.
Exactly. It's good. And they talk about that. They say, hey, okay, we got to inspect the brushes, and okay, we got to clean this one. Throw this one in the washing machine, put it back on.
Spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do take a lot of spaghetti and use that to wash my car. Come on, Skoda. Come on, baby. How come there's no Skoda? This is ridiculous at this point. Yep. And now we look for scratches.
This is a different place. More personalized. This is like Riley at Shiny Solutions doing his thing.
Oh, so is this hand wash? So do they have the hand washing option? Oh, it's a different place. Okay.
Different business. They were kind of comparing them.
All right. So they're saying, hey, this is the right way to do it. And then if you want to be industrialized, here's the other way to do it. Cool. There he goes. He's spraying some COVID right there. Wipe that car down.
Oh wow, they're even cleaning the door jams.
Ooh, look at there you go.
That is something that I, as a car owner, often neglect, mostly because I forget about it.
Yeah, that's true.
This little machine is called the Tornado.
So
Does the
air.
blower suck?
No, a little bit of water.
Oh,
Come on, Skoda. I am hoping for a Skoda so badly here. I'm going to be denied my Skoda. Oh, there's the. So do they do a comparison about how many cars hand washing guy does compared to
Yeah, I mean it's like
This
500,
huge-
and the other guy does one. I mean, that's
right?
yeah.
€40, €28, €40.
They can do an oil change in 15 minutes. They charge €100.
€100. That's not bad. And they're putting in olive oil. Very good. I don't know German, but that basically says no, and that says oil.
They show the owner the dipstick.
Here's your dipstick, dude. Okay, I didn't know that was a dipstick. I had no idea. I'm so happy I came in here and I got a dipstick.
Or has a dipstick. Most of them don't anymore.
After this, I'm getting some schnitzel and some beer.
So here he's checking the chemicals.
Oh, meth lab. Excellent. Germans make good math. Trust me.
isn't that what fueled
Coffee.
World War
This dude had a Z4. I was like, check it out. Like, yeah, Z4.
He's all like, yep, I have a Z4. I remember somebody had a Z4. Then it committed suicide. It did. That poor car. What are they making strudel? Oh my God, you got to go back. They were making strudel. Heat wrap. What the?
So
No Skoda.
another Porsche.
Oh, another Porsche. Oh,
Another Porsche. Yep.
cringe.
Yeah, cringe. Just think those brushes going over it. Oh man.
No
I don't even
Skoda.
take my car through those car washes, so I would never take a Porsche through there.
Oh, more meth lab action.
Walter
That's
White.
great. Look at that.
Jordan, we
Yeah.
have not discussed James May new show yet.
No.
A lot of these guys have a lot of new shows. They got cooking shows and James May in Japan. What's the latest one?
That's a lot of math.
This is the water softening system. 500
Sure.
kilograms
Whatever.
of that salt every week.
Jeez.
Wow. No Skoda.
Do you feel robbed?
Wait. No Mercedes. God,
Mm.
come on. Go over there. You go over there. Wow, this thing is huge.
It's massive.
Yep, I'm going to shred my floor mat. Dent Wizard. Dent Wizard is one of our sponsors. Or if you live in Stuttgart and the surrounding outskirts in the the Black Forest, go see Dent Wizard. Comes highly recommended by my sister that lives in the Black Forest. And she does. I'm not making that up. My sister's lived in Germany for like 30 years. Oh, look. This is where we lock up all the bad cars that didn't get scratched by the brushes. Yeah, wash everything.
Car wash.
Oh, is it? Yeah, there
Were
they.
they cleaning the wall?
Yes.
Yes.
That's something you would never.
Well, you saw those brushes. Those brushes are flinging that stuff all over
yeah.
the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most of the car washes I've been through around here are,
Well,
there's all kinds of dirt and stuff all flung up on the walls.
these are Germans.
Right. There's a little
Okay,
more
this
harder
is-
there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, it is Mike. Yeah, look at that.
Huh.
That thing just beats the crap out. Okay. I wonder how many snuffleupaguses were killed to make those things. And this is my pasta. Look at that. That's good pasta.
So
That's
it is a
wonderful.
cooking show, Jordan. All right. I figured I had a good chance.
You did have a good chance. I do believe this might be enough of a charge.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's enough of a charge. Stupid gaming mouse. Damn it. Well, that was interesting. I mean, I wasn't going to
Yeah.
suffer through 40 minutes of it.
If you got the time, put it on in the background and watch it. It's actually kind of cool. But yeah.
Yeah. So that is very, very interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Car care. We're on to our sponsor, Terry.
Yes, actually.
Oh,
and
let's go to the
let's
peanut gallery and
Yes,
see if
and
anybody
ask
has
them.
anything they'd like us to talk about. Jordan did ask us if anyone had seen James May's new show called Oh Cook.
No.
I've not seen it.
I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen it, Jordan? And if so, tell us really quickly what do you think and what's a good reason for people to go check it out? And do they cook spam? I swear they better cook spam. Deep fried spam with chips. Please say they do that.
There's one thing that I took away from my trip to Hawaii last year.
Spam is fantastic.
Love spam. Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do.
I didn't know spam came in so many different flavors.
Really? You should go to the supermarket. They got bacon spam. They got
They had a whole
jalapeno
aisle.
spam.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had a whole aisle for canned meats. It was like on the sign, the canned meat aisle.
Yeah.
It was spam, Vienna sausages, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. it comes
So-
with teriyaki, jalapeno, cheddar.
So what's incredible about the show, Jordan? Just so to get some people to watch it. And find out if they cook spam. Hey kids, I grew up in England. In case anybody didn't know, in this who's ever listening, I grew up in England. I moved to England when I was 3 years old, and I left basically when I was like going on 16. I lived in the north of England, Manchester. Yes, they used spam in episode 1. Okay, I'm definitely watching that. Thank you, Jordan. So I have a deep appreciation for deep fried spam in batter with chips. It's a wonderful thing. And every time I go back to England, I actually get that. It's absolutely deadly for you. Okay, so that's really interesting. So the interlace, like how the show is made within the show, that's really cool. Okay, I think I will check that out. So again, the name of the show, Jordan, because the comments kind of dropped down. We can't see them.
I think you said earlier it was called Oh Cook.
Oh, Cook. Okay, great. Nice. Good. So we're going to hold off on the sponsor. And we're going to do some ad-libbing real quick because...
Well, I did see that post this week about the RS6 and the
Yes.
$30,000 ADM. Do we want to talk about that real quick?
Yes,
That was
we
quite.
should.
They got some interesting comments on that. If you
Yes.
guys want to bring up that post,
Go right ahead.
while you're
Go.
doing that, I'll bring up the calendars that we have. You guys can check out. So we got some pretty cool calendars.
That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to order those, we have the
Maybe.
link in our announcements for that calendar. But I got like 4 or 5 of them. Then I'm gonna send one to mom and send one to friends. Take one to work and whatnot.
You
So
don't work.
when I work, I work.
I'm going to grab something to drink, but yes, we should talk about the markup on our RS6. I know Steve brought that one up, so if you want to lead off on that, or Matt, because Matt loves dealer markup.
Oh yeah. Hang on. I can't find the post. When was it posted?
Let me see. Should be too hard to find.
Try to search it and it didn't come up. Oh, I'm on. Whoops, I'm on the Cars and Coffee page, not the group.
Yep, it's on the group.
That would be why.
I will post it in the live stream. So you can, And there it is.
There we go. I got it.
So yeah, this guy out in California, I believe it's California, he orders an RS6. Dealer says it arrives. He goes down there, finds out that they want $30,000 over what he agreed to.
No.
Now, we don't know if he had a written purchase agreement for this. A lot of us are thinking that he did not. And he just had if you want to get in line, put a deposit down and we'll get you in line for one. That's kind of what we're thinking may have happened. But in the end, I think we all agreed that most dealers suck anyway.
Oh yeah.
In many
$30,000
ways, shapes, and forms.
$30,000 is a lot to not disclose ahead of time. Even if there's no written agreement, that's a lot to just drop on somebody when they come in. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Corey down in Audi off Colorado Springs, he says they decided to go 5K over sticker for RS6 Avants, and but the first guy who got in his order was agreed to MSRP, and they gave it to him for that. But subsequent ones had 5K ADM.
I mean, I get the dealer markup when there's a little bit of dealer markup, like the $5,000 when there's a lot of demand for it. It's a
Sure.
It's a hot car right now, but yeah, 30K is ridiculous. So what is the MSRP on
I think they're close to 100K, aren't they?
That's what I thought. It was like 90 something.
So
yeah, I think by the time you're done getting all the options, they're 100 and
110.
Probably 120, 130, I would think.
Well, yeah, this is 110.
Can someone pipe in for the MSRP on the RS6 Avant? But yeah, just a lot of back and forth. Hey, you should expect this. This is nothing new, and that's true. Dealers are going to do that. They're going to sell to the highest bidder, oftentimes.
Sure.
And my thought was just in today's social media environment, is there any kind of permanency of everybody's put this dealer on blast right now? I think they're called Audi Marin in California.
It's Marin County, so yeah.
Will anybody remember this in a week or not? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is hard to say, but I'm just gonna go. Let me just get the base by not building one. 110.
Yeah.
So optioned out, then you're talking.
Yeah, option out. I mean, whilst we're talking, I can option out whilst we're talking. So my whole thing about dealer markup is I get it. Cars are expensive. These things are very, in demand. It's a hot product. They know they can move them, etc.
Yep, very super hot.
Yeah, but
first time the RS6 Avant came back to the U.S., right?
Right.
Or was it the first RS6 Avant in the U.S.?
Well, I went this
Very first one.
But my whole thing is very simply this: like, I get it, but 30K or 40K or 15K or 20K is horse.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
It's horse.
25%, over 25% of the MSRP on markup. That's ridiculous.
So to me, that's just BS. That's just knowing that people want these things and then charging. But on the flip side, most cars at 109, 110 plus, I'm not going out there buying this. Okay.
When the Shelby GT350s came out, everyone was paying. Well, most people were paying ADM. You could talk $5,000 to $10,000. My previous owner, the guy I bought it off of, he paid, I think, $65 for the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think the MSRP was $60. I think he probably paid $5 over. So,
yeah. So I mean, to me, that's the whole thing. So I mean, it just makes you wonder that sometimes they get away with this for the simple reason that most people are going to be paying this are not going to blink an eye about dumping down that level of money.
Right.
And
it's that gotta have it now
mentality, and they know that.
Especially in the age of social media, you have to, people that are buying those cars, they're buying them to flex. It's a flex.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They want to show it off. So there's
But also in this age of social media, you can get on the website or get on the web and go, okay, I'll go to Arizona and buy one.
Mm-hmm. Well,
right.
So
I'll go to New Mexico.
To that point, yeah, my fiance and I are looking at getting a 4Runner, and I have a out here.
Well, think about that. If you're looking for a daily driver out here, like call it a Subaru or something.
Yeah.
There's the Colorado cost. A lot of people don't want to pay that. They'll go somewhere else. They'll drive it back. They'll ship it over. They'll ship it back. Save themselves lots of money that way. That just makes sense sometimes.
I've got a friend that works at one of the biggest Toyota dealerships in Indiana. I can fly back, buy the car from him, and drive it back out here for cheaper than what the markups will be.
Which is actually what I did myself when I bought the Alfa Romeo.
That's what we did.
Terry and I flew out to Ohio, and we picked up the car, and we over 2 days we drove it back and saved a lot of money that way.
Mm-hmm. It was a good drive. It was fun.
Yeah.
So I just built mine. It's $138,640.
Is that fully spec'd out?
Fully spec'd out on the crap I want, like
so
carbon ceramic.
You're looking at $150,000 by the time everything's said and done. By the time with markups and taxes and
yes.
Did you push buy?
No, because I need your social security number to fully your identity.
Right.
Just so you know. So just getting on that, it's just kind of like, I understand dealer markups. I'm not a happy fan about them. I don't like the fact that $30K, $40K, but then how many people get so irritated by this that change will happen? Because it's what I'm saying, it happens a lot.
I don't think there'll be a lot of change.
No.
The internet will get upset. They'll put this dealer on blast, and in 2 weeks, back to business.
Right. Yeah,
business.
Right, and I'm pretty sure Audi and Marion just doesn't care. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. I sold 4 RS Advance, so
Right. I mean, if dealers are only getting 1 or 2 allocation to them.
Yeah. And honestly, most people going to an Audi dealer are not buying an RS6 Avant. They're buying like a Q5.
A3, A4.
Right. An A3, A4. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't like it, but it's there. I don't think I'll ever run into it. And yes, like as Jordan pointed out, for what Tesla is, their faults and what they love, they do have direct sales models, so there's no markups or anything like that. So that's to be said. So I mean, is that the way forward? Is going direct sales instead of dealer? I don't know if that is the way forward, and I don't think it would ever happen. Tesla's able to do it because Tesla's themselves, that's who they are. So you're looking at a dealership network that was created by the auto manufacturers anyway. So it's always been done that way. Doesn't mean that change shouldn't happen, but we'll see.
Jordan, how was your drive back from Ohio? Did you drive back from Ohio in your Miata? Tell us a little about that.
Well, actually, tell us what tiny town in Ohio was.
Where did we go? It was Ganley Alpha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the town. Was it?
Well, let's look it up because I was so happy to get the hell out of Ohio.
It was Bedford, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Bedford. Ohio. You know what Ohio is? Ohio is the parts of Pennsylvania that Pennsylvania didn't want.
I think the most fun I had in Ohio that day was getting the ticket.
Boom! The Sadie. who we had to explain what the hell Alfa Romeo was.
How to spell it.
He had no idea. It's like, Alfa Romeo, is that a car? It's like, holy Christ, yes, it is. We had, that was great. When we when I was driving, we pulled off to, the rest area, and that guy followed us in.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, shit, okay, this guy's gonna be, and he goes, dude, I just had to pull in and stop. Oh my God, that car sounds great. Oh, that was wonderful. That was really cool because, we had it in race mode whilst we were driving it. And so the exhaust was fully open, and we just did it for, a little bit, and he just loved it. He just had to pull in the rest area and tell us. He was just absolutely like, I had to stop and tell you. It was great. Oh, so Jordan was in Salem, Ohio, the Denver. You learned a manual transmission between Salem, Ohio. That's a great way to learn a manual. That's excellent.
That's how my son learned when he got his GTI. We picked it up in Virginia. He didn't know how to drive a manual before that. So on the way home from Virginia, a couple day drive, he picked it up.
That's excellent, Jordan. Yep. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That is great. That is good. I love that. There we go. I need to get that right where I need it, right there. Okay, perfect.
What else happened on the old group this week?
No, I don't know. Not much else.
A lot of spots, Ferraris.
Yeah. But I just want to do a quick little thing because there's only the four of us and we can burn like 8 minutes doing this. So, childhood. What was your favorite car that your parents owned when you were a kid?
I have mine.
Do it, John. What was it?
So my parents used to own a Carmen Ghia in Germany. It was red.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it looked nice.
So what was it about it? I mean, what, as a kid, when you saw of all the cars they had when you were a kid, what was it about the Carmen Ghia?
I mean, at the time it looked like, a sports car. So I thought it looked really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. I like that. Carmen Ghias are fun. What do you got, Matt?
Sorry, hang on.
No, it's fine. We'll just
taking
bug
my
the
dog
Steve.
out. I got puppy bladder here behind me. So
Oh, puppy bladder.
at the door.
So what would be your favorite car that your parents owned when you were a kid?
Oh,
out of all the cars.
My dad's 66 Impala SS.
Okay. Why?
Because it was the only cool car that we owned. That was the car that got me into cars because I was
okay.
Let's see, I was probably 7 or 8 when he bought that car, and he built the engine up on it, and he did all kinds of work to it. I was out there in the garage helping him all the time. I learned a lot with him on that car. Other than that, my parents have owned trucks and minivans.
Okay, that's great. Does he still have it? Is it gone? Long gone?
No, I was so mad when he sold it.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was probably 12 or 13 when he sold it, and so I was old enough to be ready to drive that when I turned 16. I was
yeah. You had that, as my father would told me. Oh, you had a delusion that it would be yours.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's great.
I had a bored out 350. And yeah.
Oh, so was it stroker? A 383 or
I don't remember exactly. I haven't talked to him about it in a while.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact specs on it.
That's sweet. Nice. All right, Stevie Cakes.
Oh, my dad had a 56 Ford F100 pickup. I really liked. It was blue. I don't know what happened to it. I guess he sold it at some point, but it was just a cool truck, old farm truck. Yeah.
Nice. So that was, you just loved it. That was
yeah. That's why I have a love of old trucks right now. I like old trucks.
Right. Oh, wow. Well, most people not listening have no clue. My father he had an eclectic collection of cars when I was a kid. Many, many interesting cars. There are several cars that he owned that I loved, and living in England was a really different thing. because there was English cars that he owned that were fun, blah blah blah. Honestly, one of my personal favorites. He had a 924 Porsche Turbo, and it was the two-tone gray silver and that limey green, and it had the little scoop on the front, right there, and it was a manual. It was a dog leg, and my father and dog legs were real fun because reverse was his first gear so many effing times in that car. It would be like, he thought he was in first and he wasn't. And he hit the gas and would go backwards. And I can't really say what he would say, but he would do, and I would just be sitting there, laughing, and he'd get mad at me. And I'll point blank say this about my father. My father had at least 2 beers coming home, and I would hold his beer. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, that's how it was. Okay, and he'd go, give me the beer, and he'd look at it and sip it and stuff. So here I'm holding the beer, laughing at him. He'd just look at me, and he couldn't do anything because I had the beer. So if he even decided to kind of hit me or push me, then the beer would spill. And it was just the look. But he loved that car. I mean, he really loved a lot of cars, and he really did. That car he really loved. He took a lot of pride in that car, and it was fun being in that car. It was unique because not everybody had that car. Nobody had a 924 Turbo. Most of these 924. And, where I lived in England, we were very, very poor for a very long time. And then, it's just that car was great. And he had that car for a while. My father burned through cars sometimes, and then he kept cars for a long time. He kept that one for probably 4 years, maybe 3. And that's a pretty long time for my father in a car. And he got super mad one day because somebody keyed it. And he was pissed. And he was super mad. But I loved that car. I loved it so much because of him loving it. And that wasn't the car that he owned that got me into cars. The car that he owned, that honestly, there it is. Okay, that's the car. That's it. Right there. There it is. I know that car. I see that car, and I remember my dad's car every single time. And I thought about buying one, and then I realized, what the hell for? Because my BMW's a lot faster than that.
Yeah, I was putting a 924 in my Miata when I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful. So, but the car that really got me into with my dad, I was into cars before that. I mean, my father and I watch Bullet, and my father loved the Dodge Charger. My father, when he lived here in the States, he had a Lincoln Continental Mark V, if I remember right. All those things. But in England, the car that really got me in to really, really, really interesting when he bought an MG. He bought an MG GTB. And it was great. And it was like an English sports car, and it was wonderful to drive. He also had a TR6. He had a TR4 at one time. Anyway, but the Porsche. Oh, God, I love that car. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Just burning a little bit of time there, kids.
I think that timing was perfect. We're about right at an hour right now.
Yep. So I will.
If you want to go through the sponsor.
Yes. So our sponsor is Hail Medic. So right now, Hail Medic for Colorado Cars and Coffee members, they will waive the deductible up to $500 plus provide an enterprise rental car. That's etc. If no rental car is needed, or the consumer already has a rental car, etc., through their insurance, the Hail Medic will actually cover $750 off the CAC members deductible. And also Hail Medic will provide valet pickup and drop-off service. So definitely, if you have any hail damage or anything like that, definitely reach out to Hail Medic. Sorry, I stuttered. That's how it is. And their number is 720-609-2976, 720-609-2976. And it is hailmedic.com on the website. And then we'll gladly give them a call, and they will help you out.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Thanks, Terry.
Awesome. You're welcome.
So if there's nothing else you guys have, We want to thank all you people out there for listening to our podcast. We love your feedback. Tell us what you like and what you think could be improved. Stay in touch with the local car scene as always by following our podcast, visiting our website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube by searching Colorado Cars and Coffee. Well, it's time for
Oh,
Well,
sorry, John. I'm actually going to cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Just the shot. So we were talking about cars that we all, parents had. So Jordan, a 2003 PT Cruiser is what her parents had.
Oh,
It had a deep red tan leather interior. Oh, wow. It was mint and deep red tan leather. That's actually interesting. So, all right. Well, we'll forgive you, Jordan, for liking the PT Cruiser, but that's okay. Allie's got the first gen Eclipse.
was it at least a turbo?
I don't know. Was it a convertible? Oh, my God. Please say it was. Because that thing is ugly.
Yes, it
Please
is.
say it was. And Allie had the first gen Eclipse. And I totally agree with that, too. Nice.
We were considering getting a PT Cruiser back in that time frame, 2002, 2003. We didn't,
Wow.
but
Good.
Really?
yeah, we were like kind of excited. Like, this looks cool.
I'm going to reevaluate our friendship.
Well, I got
If you
a
look at it in the back,
Grand Caravan minivan
minivan.
anyway instead.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll definitely reevaluate our friendship. No. Anyway, sorry, John. I just want to throw that out there before we dropped out the podcast.
Oh, okay. We're good then. All right. Well, it's time for us to grab our coffee and hit the road. That's it for us here at Colorado Cars and Coffee. See you down the road, everyone.
All right, everybody. We'll see you
Night
later.
all.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Have a good night.